Hey guys, so we're at Olive Garden for my dad's birthday, and I did not plan very well, so I kind of had a pretty high fat day overall in my macros. So usually I like to get the garlic and rosemary chicken, which is pretty macro friendly. However, it's a little higher in fat. So today I'm gonna go with something else, but I wanted to point something out that I thought was pretty funny. They have a new menu item, which is baked tilapia with shrimp and broccoli. Wow, much clean, such bro diet. So I'm super jealous because everyone else got the 4-course meal, and it's like soup and salad and like an appetizer and then a meal and then a dessert. I can't do that because I am cutting. Yay! I'm really sad that I didn't save my macros today just to get some sort of pasta, but I did factor in some minestrone, which is cool. What'd you say?
Sucks for you.
Say that to my face.
Sucks for you, nerd.
Say that to my subscribers.
Sucks for you, nerd.
Dick? So that's my minestrone. This is what I got. It's chicken abruzzi. It's got some zucchini, vegetables, cannelli beans, kale, zucchini. I think I said that, squash, some other stuff in there. But I'm gonna try this for the first time for you guys.
Have your brother help you. You just have to teach him. You just have to tell me what button you have to push. It's like 1,000 bucks. It's complicated.
I have decided that I still don't like kale, unfortunately, so I ended up picking like all of it out. So I'm about halfway through this, and you can tell there's all the kale, especially the ones that aren't very leafy, the ones that are just the stems. I thought it would just be a little more wilted and taste more like spinach, but it was really, really crunchy, so I just kind of picked it out. But it's pretty filling overall, but I still don't like kale. So real quick, I wanted to show you a breakfast I've been having pretty regularly lately, and it's pretty macro friendly. So here you can see I have 1 egg scrambled with an egg white, and then I have some Oro wheat double fiber English muffins. They're really, really good. I highly recommend them. They're probably my favorite. I prefer them to the Thomas's brand. I sprayed that with a little bit of I can't believe it's not butter after I toasted it, and then I put some Smucker's sugar-free strawberry preserves in that, and I'm having that with a little bit of black tea. This is breakfast today. What's up, you guys? So I'm gonna jump right into it. This was not one of my best workouts. I was pissed off, I was in a crummy mood, I was stressed about school, and I was all distracted and all sorts of things, but I still got some goodies to share with you guys. So you might have noticed that I have changed my foot positioning and my lower body a little bit, and that is because I want what I'm doing to align more with what is normal in powerlifting, because down the road after my cut, that is something that I'm really, really interested in developing more and really working on, possibly if I get my lifts high enough in the next couple of years, entering a competition for that instead of bikini, because it's just awesome and it's exciting. But here you can kind of see me shift around a little bit. It takes me a really long time to actually position myself, but I really want to make sure that I have my foot positioning correct so that I'm able to use my entire body to stabilize and to push off of my heels as is needed. So here, coming up next, I am testing my 1 rep max. It's debatable whether I actually touched it. You can see the clip there. It looks like I did not, but still finished it off pretty strong, which I'm really excited about because I've been testing that for about 4 weeks now, and it's been really frustrating because I was basically stuck at 120 pounds, kept failing out when I was trying 125, and there you can see my boyfriend didn't really help, which was super exciting, but still, just knowing that I didn't touch it kind of ruined my workout for me. But that's still pretty cool that I was able to do that because I am on a cut, I am on a caloric deficit, so it's awesome that I'm able to keep my strength up. One thing I've noticed about my deadlifts, and here you guys can see I'm practicing sumo squats. I've been doing them for a couple weeks now, probably about a month. Something I noticed recently is I'm just doing touch and go. And I'm actually, now that I'm watching this video, I realize that next time I should practice actually releasing the tension from the bar and stopping before I actually go into the movement. Here you can see my hips shoot up a little bit faster, but overall I really, really like sumo much more. I just need to be able to slow it down, pause at the bottom, because it's great to just touch and go. that works you out in a different way. But for me, I really do want to be able to get my strength up. Sorry, I kind of threw the weights on the ground there. I was fed up with them, whatever. I think I'm cool. I'm not. But anyway, I do eventually want to be able to lift really heavy, deadlift really heavy. So right now, practicing doing a touch and go isn't really gonna do me any favors. So next time, that is something I'm gonna be able to keep in mind. Up next, we have some low cable rows, and this is the last exercise I was able to film because I did actually forget my tripod. But here, what I want to talk to you guys about this time is using your back. Duh. Using your back. This is a back movement. It's not about your biceps. So here you can see I'm showing you how I see a lot of people do it incorrectly. Kind of shoulders hunched forward. Here's how you do it correctly. You pinch your shoulder blades back, and then you use your actual back muscles to contract. And I was sad because I actually had to drop the weight, like I tell you guys to do, because I wasn't getting that my full range of motion. But basically, you guys, here you should be feeling it a little bit in your biceps, but your back should be pretty tight and you should be using your back consistently. So make sure you're pinching all the way back, keeping good posture, keeping your shoulders down and back, and really utilizing your back muscles. Also make sure that you are keeping your back straight, you're maintaining that posture, keeping your head up. When you're bringing the actual clasp towards you, you should be kind of touching the lower part of your stomach. So not your chest, because that's kind of working your biceps more, but really the lower part of your stomach. Your wrists should be pretty much parallel with the floor to make sure that you're engaging your back more than your arms. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Kind of fewer exercises than usual, but I thought I'd talk about each one a little bit more. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a second. What's up, guys? It's Tally. Now, I'm sure you guys noticed that the title of this video is not 15 weeks out like it has been for the last couple of times in the series, but rather 3 weeks in, or week 3 or something like that. The photographer I'm hoping to work with is not actually in the Seattle area. He's gonna have to fly out here for about a week or two, and that's most likely gonna be in early to mid-June. So I actually have a couple extra weeks of prep, which is awesome. So I apologize, guys. I know things keep changing and coming up, but keeping you looped in as much as possible. And you know what? Life happens, and sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. So anyway, guys, so last week my average weigh-in was 145.4 pounds. This week my average weigh-in was 142.9 pounds. Pretty steady progress there. My coach is having me add in some cardio each week. He's having me add in 2 lists cardio sessions, so low intensity, steady state. I was dying on the inside when I found out that I had to do cardio, but on the bright side, it gives me time to catch up to lots of different YouTubers and lots of different videos, because basically what I've been doing to get through my cardio, before I start my cardio session or my gym session, I'll go in and I will add various videos that I haven't watched yet to my watch later playlist on YouTube, and then when I'm actually on the treadmill or the elliptical or whatever it is, I'll watch through them all and YouTube will autoplay them, and then that's entertainment. This week has been kind of stressful, especially towards the tail end. I'm recording this on Saturday and I just have so much stuff coming up on Monday and Wednesday. I have a quiz, I have 2 midterms, I have homework, I have group projects, just everything is coming up, and I'm kind of really stressed out of my mind. And something that I've been noticing that I'm doing is kind of emotionally eating. During my bulk, I gave myself a little bit of leeway each day to play around with calories, to have a few bites of this or that along the way. I would track what I ate. But then along the way I might have an extra bite of pizza, or I might have a little bit of rice before I actually put the stuff in my bowl. Or the most frequent thing was I would have a couple of M&Ms from a mason jar I have. I'd finish up my macros, track everything, but then the few bites here and there I wouldn't track, because you're bulking anyway. You don't need to be super specific. If you go over calories by 50 a day, it's not a huge deal, because your intention is to put on weight and is to build muscle. So I would have, 2 or 3 M&Ms, before I went to bed or whatever. I was craving something and I didn't want to track it, and I didn't track it, and that wasn't a huge deal. However, I've been noticing that I've been doing it more when I'm cutting and I'm not being honest in my macro tracking. So I'll eat whatever I want to for the day, and then kind of I'll get, especially when I'm stressed for midterms. So this past week I'll reach into the mason jar again, or I'll have a few extra bites of something and not track that. If your goal is just to be healthier, if your goal is to slowly reach a certain point, if your goal is to lose weight, that's not a huge deal. M&Ms aren't the devil. You don't have to track absolutely everything. The thing is, M&Ms aren't a bad thing. M&Ms aren't gonna destroy your progress. Having a couple bites here and there occasionally and not tracking them isn't gonna destroy your progress. You don't have to be completely caught up in every single macro, because honestly, they even out. However, what I'm noticing is when I'm doing these little cheats, when I'm kind of stress eating over my macros, it's because it's my release. It's my way of distracting myself from the fact that I'm stressed about this midterm, or I'm frustrated at this other part of my life. So if you have a couple of bites or something, it's not going to be the end of the world. However, I'm having a couple of extra bites and I'm not tracking them because I am stressed, and it's becoming kind of a distraction from my schoolwork, from whatever's causing me to be worried, to be stressed. And I don't want to associate food with that. I don't want to feel like I need to eat in order to get over my problems. And I've had that before. I've had, eating out of boredom, eating out of stress, eating out of frustration. That used to be something that I did all the time in high school, and especially when I was eating clean. And I don't want to fall into that habit again. If I want M&Ms, I can easily factor them into my macros. That's not the problem. The problem is I feel the need to do that. I'm starting to associate, the M&Ms or the extra bite of this or extra bite of that as a stress relief. And at the end of the day, eating M&Ms and not counting them and feeling like a rebel because you didn't count them isn't gonna do anything to help you deal with that stress, and it's not gonna help you get to your goals. And just realizing that and just saying that and verbalizing that and noticing a pattern was really big for me, because I was kind of denying it. I was in denial of it. And it's not a huge deal, to have an extra 50 calories a day from M&Ms or whatever it may be, from a couple extra bites of something. But if you're cutting, and if you're having that 7 times a week and it's becoming a habit, just a part of your day as your way to get rid of stress, that's 350 extra calories that you didn't track, that you're not holding yourself accountable for, and that can pile up and kind of slow your progress. So what I'm saying basically to you guys, have a couple bites of something, and it's okay not to track those things, but don't have a couple bites and not track those things because it's your way of coping with stress. If it's a hassle or something, if you don't want to calculate like what is one bite out of a pizza slice, that's a different story. But don't tie yourself emotionally to the food. This habit that I started to pick up on before I realized what I was doing was negative, and it went against that balanced relationship with food that I always talk about. So that is something that I've been struggling with, and I wanted to be honest with you guys because it does happen, and it did happen, and hopefully now that I've realized it, I can have a game plan against it, and instead of feeling the need to kind of stray from my program, go for a walk, or go talk on the phone to my mom, or do whatever I need to get the stress, to get the frustration out of my system in a way that's productive, and not in a way that I feel like I'm eating emotionally because of stress. I think everything is okay in moderation, but you also have to catch yourself when you're starting to create bad habits, or when you're starting to act in a way that reinforces a negative relationship with food. And then one last thing, I found a really cool article. It's called Why Clean Eating is a Myth. I'll link it down below. Check it out if you're new to flexible dieting or intuitive eating or whatever it may be. Even if you've been flexible dieting or whatever you're doing for a while, check it out anyway. It's always good to have a kind of another set of eyes, a resource to share with other people. I thought it was a very well-rounded, to-the-point article. Anyway guys, so I did decide to kind of mix up the sequencing of this week's video, so I did a lot of talking at the end rather than in the beginnings, just so you guys can get some of the fun footage at the beginning, and then we can kind of get down to real talk towards the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button to keep posted and help the channel grow. Like the video if you liked it. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, don't stop growing.